like to welcome my listeners to the TRUTHSAYER Report, hosted by Jeffrey Hawkins. The global mission of the podcast, the TRUTHSAYER Report, is to explore and examine historical events and how they shape current events and, most importantly, our lives. I will discuss a wide range of topics over the course of the series. I welcome your comments and your suggestions for future topics and areas of interest. Follow us at the following platforms. Email us at truthsayernews@gmail.com. Facebook, like our page, The TRUTHSAYER Report. Twitter, at TRUTHSAYER News. The TRUTHSAYER Report, Episode 9. The Kardashians, Capitalism by Any Other Name. In a historical reference to the founding and creation of the United States of America, the cornerstones of our foundation were freedom, the British concept of property rights, self-determination, and capitalism. The Crown established the American colonies for the purposes of wealth creation. Unfortunately for the Crown, the American settlers had a different picture for their future. They revolted and won the Revolutionary War. The now U.S. citizens quickly looked to Adam Smith, the father of capitalism, and his most popular book, entitled The Wealth of Nations, as the blueprint for the new American economy. The Wealth of Nations was a 1,000-page book which Adam Smith summed up into one phrase: the greatest human motivator is self-interest. A new system of economics focused on free enterprise of commerce in both domestic and foreign markets, with self-financial interest as the driving force to business. It became the rage. The branding tag was created. In the North, the industrialization and its ability to produce more goods with fewer workers was the model to create wealth. The South's focus was agricultural production, particularly king cotton, through the institution of slavery. In both desires for economic success, industries commanded total control of the workers, and slavery provided free labor, thus allowing both to arrive at the same destination: self-determination and self-interest. After the Civil War ushered in the era of the titans of American business: J.P. Morgan in business, banking, and investment, Wall Street; Andrew Carnegie, the champion of the steel industry; John D. Rockefeller, the lead oil baron and founder of Standard Oil; Cornelius Vanderbilt, the lead engineer and captain of American railroad system and sea shipping magnate; and of course, Henry Ford of the Ford Motor Company and the leader of the world automobile industry. They all became legendary giants in the world of business and household names for branding excellence. Americans dreamed and envisioned themselves in their wealth, leadership, and rock star celebrity of these American business giants. Now, let's take a brief review of the individual successes and how they branded themselves and their empires. First, J.P. Morgan. His success was derived from his understanding and ability to put financial deals together on Wall Street, which created some of the largest and most profitable companies in American history. Some examples would be U.S. Steel, International Harvester, and the building of the J.P. Morgan Chase financial global empire. To this day, J.P. Morgan is still recognized as the greatest financial mind in Wall Street history. His brand is the picture of financial genius. Andrew Carnegie made his fortune in creating the American steel industry. He is the principal architect of the U.S. Steel Company, which is the largest steel company in American history. He is the reason for the American skyscraper, which has been duplicated all around the world and allowed New York City to become the greatest city in the world. His continued success, and named by the building of Carnegie Hall and establishing Carnegie Mellon University, both in New York City. His brand is synonymous with business, architecture, and educational excellence. John D. Rockefeller's success and wealth was built through the creation of Standard Oil. In the process of drilling for oil, when it is ultimately found, there are three elements that are reached first: natural gas, kerosene, and gasoline. He figured out a use for all and made them all profitable. Obviously, natural gas became a gold mine in heating, cooking, and fuel. Next, kerosene replaced whale oil for lighting. It is now used to power industrial engines. In a chuckle, kerosene was the fuel that Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicked over and literally burnt down half of Chicago. Furthermore, with the emergence of the automobile industry, the initial battle was how to power motorized vehicles. It came down to electric or fuel-based. Mr. Rockefeller convinced the automobile industry that gasoline was the answer. Yes, John D. Rockefeller killed the electric car. The rest is history. Interestingly, he built a college specifically for the education of black women in Atlanta, and he named it after his wife, Laura Spelman. And his foundation is its largest financial benefactor. Next on our list is Cornelius Vanderbilt, who generated his wealth through his railroad and sea shipping empire. Today, his wealth would be over $100 billion. He is one of America's wealthiest business persons in history. He built the majority of his railroad lines in the Northeast and Midwest with his crown jewel, the New York Central Railroad Company. He gave $1 million to establish Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. His family is one of the most wealthy in the nation, and his brand is internationally known and well maintained by his sons building the largest private home in the country, the Biltmore Estates in Asheville, North Carolina, and of course, his great-great-granddaughter, Gloria, and her fashion empire. Finally, Henry Ford of the Ford Motor Company, who invented the automobile production assembly line, which vastly increased vehicle production and radically reduced costs, which made his Model T affordable to the average American. Equally as important was his effort and support of the country during World War I and World War II with mass production of vehicles, tanks, and planes. His brand was solidified by the production of the most famous car in history, the Model T, and currently by the highest selling pickup truck ever, the Ford F-150. The above mentioned titans of commerce were not just industry leaders, but more importantly, they were architects, inventors, and parents of the American and global industries. Americans admire and idolize their creativity, their vision, their intuition, and wealth. Conversely, in their rise to power and fame, they were initially called the robber barons. Now, they represent what an American success story is. Today, we move to the modern era and the power of Madison Avenue, Hollywood, reality TV, and now the prolific social media industries. In 2002, an infamous sex tape would launch a family into the front of the American and world media, thereby creating a modern-day empire. This empire would be fueled by two new industries: social media and its platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc., as well as the media format called reality TV. The matriarch's name is Kris Kardashian Jenner, and in an effort to protect and shield her child from the horrors of the modern-day media feeding frenzy, she adhered to the lesson of, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Rather than display her fangs and claws as a normal lioness, she opted for a different method, one that would bring riches rather than shame. This lioness gathered her adolescent offspring and organized a plan to sell their family story to a reality TV network, the entertainment channel, aka the E! Network. They agreed, and the show became an instant hit, mainly because of the striking beauty of Kim and the mother lioness's control of the representation and narrative of her pride. She quickly presents Kim as the face of the clan and markets her beauty and its ability to sell. Kris Kardashian Jenner invented a new title, Momager. Next, she began creating marketing and business opportunities for her young lions. Due to the show's popularity, she was able to get all of her offspring lucrative print, commercial, and product endorsement deals, which provided financial security. Her understanding of these new mediums is phenomenal, and as well as her recognition that the millennials are drawn to visual stimulation. Her family captured the new market. Everything they touched turned to gold. Their reality TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, is the most popular show in the E! Network history. Its appeal labeled them as America's most famous family by Glamour magazine. The insider states they are one of the most influential family dynasties in the world. Vogue granted the title as biggest social media influencers. At this point, sponsorships provide their clothes, shoes, handbags, jewelry, vacations, etc. A modern-day empire had been put forth. As one of the esoteric queen lionesses, she has trained and nurtured her adult children into financial success stories. Moreover, she has a second litter of cubs that have been taught the extremely valuable lessons of capitalism. The oldest cub, Kendall, became an internationally top-of-the-line fashion model with her own brand as well as all of her siblings. Finally, the youngest, Kylie, through the mentoring of her momager, is granted the crown as youngest self-made billionaire in American history. The Kardashians are an American business success story with a combined financial empire of over $2 billion. As the accolades and praise of the above-mentioned business giants continue to grow in American folklore, the escapades of the most famous social media family of the 21st century, with their handle and comprehension of the market, is a zenith star that shines. There are many who have shown their envy, jealous, insecurity, and boldly despise the modern-day example of winning. The process of smeltering requires an extremely high temperature in order to burn away impurities so that the finished product is the strongest steel, American steel. Kris Kardashian Jenner is the mother of dragons. All of her children are fierce capitalists, the breaker of chains. Wealth provides freedom, and she is Khaleesi, the queen. She has built a business empire which is the envy of the world and should be recognized and acknowledged for its success. Well, in the final analysis, in a capitalistic society, you need capital. All hail the Kardashians. Thank you for listening to the TRUTHSAYER Report, The Kardashians Capitalism by Any Other Name. Hosted by Jeffrey Hawkins. I would like to end my podcast with a quote from a great American capitalist, J.P. Morgan. The first steps towards getting anywhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. Speak to you soon.